In this video today, I want to share with you my top 7 productivity habits that have allowed me to grow, build, and sell 3 companies before the age of 30 and now run a $200 million portfolio. The first habit is unfollow on social media. So when I was 23 and we started our first business, I had a mentor once tell me that I had a very high tolerance for doing things that weren't important. I would work hours on end from when I woke up to when I went to bed. But I wasn't working on the right things, and I was doing a ton of different activities that weren't actually moving the ball forward. The first thing that I thought of was, I really need to make sure that I'm consuming the right thing. Because what we consume is what we think about, and it adds noise in our brains. And so I went on my Facebook, my Instagram, and I unfollowed every single person that I felt wasn't helping me focus on the most important things, tasks, and goals. If you have a huge amount of people that you follow on social media, if you find yourself constantly going down rabbit holes, getting distracted, or noticing negative feelings arising when you're scrolling social media, anyone who doesn't make you feel positively or uplifted or encouraged, unfollow them. Then you go through and ask, is this person adding value to my mission? Is this person and watching their content helping me achieve my goal? And then you go through and do a second flush. The second productivity habit is not texting back immediately. I learned this when I was 21 and I was a trainer. And at that point, I think I had like 36 clients. They would text me all the time. At that time, I had a coach, and I remember telling her about this. And I was like, gosh, this is so annoying. And I remember she looked at me and she was like, Layla, why do you think you're obligated to respond? Just don't. And I was like, what do you mean don't? Don't respond? Yes, do not respond. You will teach people how to interact with you by how you interact with them. That was the moment in time where Layla Hormozi became an awful texter, because I never text people back immediately. And if that means that some people don't like me, they think I'm rude, oh my gosh, that's so inconsiderate, you don't text people back right away, or you never do, I don't care. I'm okay with it because I know that I'm gonna get to where I need to go. The third productivity habit is using my cell phone as a reward. While I'm working during the day, I actually put my cell phone on a charger on the other side of the room. And the deal that I've made with myself is that I'm not allowed to get my phone until I'm done with whatever the task at hand is. A lot of the times when we're trying to get things done and we're trying to be productive, we constantly start distracting ourselves. Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I'm thirsty. Oh, I need to check my phone. I try to do nothing because I feel like that's my brain trying to get out of the discomfort of focus. The reason this works is because I'm moving the phone out of sight. Whatever you're trying to eliminate as a distraction, physically make a barrier. Put it somewhere that is hard to reach, put it somewhere that is out of sight, and you will find that it is much easier to focus. The fourth productivity habit is learning to create a season of no. So the reason a lot of people aren't productive is because when they're in a season that they need to grind, they need to get shit done, they need to get something off the ground, whatever it may be, is that they're in a season of yes without knowing or acknowledging it. Saying yes to dinners, yes to vacations, yes to friends' birthdays. And so most people live their life in a consistent season of yes. And the easiest way to be productive is to acknowledge when you need to be in a season of no. And we did this first, Alex and I, when we started Gym Launch. This is a season of no. Every time someone asks us to do something, the answer is no. And the reason for that, if somebody asks, well, why wouldn't you come to my wedding? Why wouldn't you go to my birthday party? You say, oh, I'm in a season of no right now. It's nothing personal. I'm in a season of no. Now, the irony is I've been in a season of no for like 7 years. I think I took like 1 break for 6 months, but that has helped me tremendously. Freedom is not the ability to say yes. Freedom is the ability to say no. And what you have to understand is this doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with the people you're saying no to or the opportunities you're saying no to. It means that you're saying yes to the most important one and no to anything else that's not contributing to it. The fifth productivity habit I have is proactively scheduling deep work time. So what happens usually is that when you're trying to achieve a really high goal, usually you need other people to help you do it. And so what happens is that everybody's trying to contribute to that goal, but what you start to notice is you start to become reactive. Your whole day is answering other people. And by the end of the day, you realize that all your brain juice is gone and you haven't even moved anything forward. I realized this when we started Gym Launch. I didn't understand the importance of this because I thought to myself, well, I'm a servant leader. I need to be there for my team. But I also didn't realize that on the other side of that was that I needed to be there for the company. And if the leader of a company or somebody's trying to get something off the ground can't protect their time properly to move that thing forward, you have no chance of surviving, if even succeeding. I needed to dedicate and chunk time for deep work, and I would not allow anyone to schedule anything. I don't take meetings before 11. I use that time in the morning to move forward the things that move forward the biggest goals I have. By doing that, I serve everybody else in a much higher way than I do if I'm constantly reacting to people all day. If you're proactive, you're focused on preparing. If you're reactive, you're focused on repairing. And so creating that time to be proactive and prepare, you eliminate all the reactivity in your life, in your business, and you can continue to stay focused on the thing that you're trying to achieve. The sixth productivity habit is not abiding by obligatory celebrations. This is probably one of the more controversial ones, but I don't go to weddings. I don't celebrate a lot of holidays. There's Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, St. Patrick's Day, 17 million people's birthdays. There's so many things. And what I've noticed is that so many people spend most of their life trying to catch up because they spend all of their time, or even just 2 to 3 days a week, doing those things. So what I've learned is that I set my own priorities and what is important for me to celebrate. I don't let society, tradition, or family dictate what is. I let me dictate what is. I think that it's almost like creating your own North Star. For me, that means I don't celebrate a lot of traditional holidays. I don't have traditional obligations. I believe that what I'm doing, what I'm trying to achieve, is much more important than those things, and therefore I sacrifice those things. Go through your calendar and look at all the things that you attended that were obligations, or you felt were obligations, and then ask yourself, which of those things are you still happy that you did? Use that to create your template going forward so you do know what things you say yes to and what things you say no to. I don't attend birthday parties. I don't go for drinks. Our goal is to eliminate the things that are not important to you. Maybe they're important to somebody else, but they're not important to you. The seventh productivity habit I have is having outcome-focused interactions. If I'm gonna meet up with somebody, I always need to know, what is the outcome of this interaction? What is the goal of this interaction? The reason I do this is because there's so many times that people ask, hey, can I get a phone call for this? Hey, can we set up a meeting for that? Hey, and I've gone and it's just been utterly pointless. There's nothing discussed. There's nothing that's moved forward. It might be just small talk. So I always am asking people what the point of the interaction is. Now, you don't have to say this in a way that's like, tell me the goal of the conversation you want to have with me. But it could be something a little softer, like tell me what you would like to discuss on that phone call. It's at least getting you the information so that you know, is this a good use of my time? If you are asked to do something and that person doesn't have a reason for it or an outcome focused, it's for them and not for you. It's about the opportunity cost of your time. And that's what successful people do. You have to create rules for yourself that work for you.